Hey, good morning, Scott Tess. I spoke to Arizona health leaders and asked if we could see a rollback in our state's school vaccine requirements. Doctors largely say vaccines are a safe and effective way to prevent diseases, but there are Democratic-led states that are teaming up right now to what they say will protect public health. We're talking about California, Oregon, Washington, and Hawaii. They created the West Coast Alliance after Florida announced its plans to phase out school vaccine requirements. The states are establishing their own vaccine recommendations they say will safeguard health policies from the federal government. While Governor Katie Hobbs has not said if Arizona would join the West Coast Health Alliance, she has expressed concerns over Florida's vaccine shift. I spoke to the executive director of the Arizona Public Health Association about this. He says the idea of the alliance is great, but does not believe it would be effective.
That's no substitute for what the power of the federal government. I mean, when the Affordable Care Act came along, what it said was vaccines that are recommended by the Advisory Committee for Immunization Practice, that's a national committee, those vaccines need to be covered with first dollar coverage and no copay. That's really the linchpin for keeping immunizations rates high and just providing basic access to people.
Scott Tess, on the national level, just a few days ago, President Donald Trump defended vaccine usage, saying vaccines do work. I'll send it back to you in the studio.